Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the Town Department Select Board Meeting, August 22nd, 2024 at 6 p.m. I'd like to call the meeting to order, please. Board member roll call.
Angie Rowling.
Carl Strohmeyer.
Mike Gardner.
Jamie Percy. William Cottrell.
You know, rise for the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Approval of the agenda. Public comment. Approval of minutes. Warrants, correspondence, transfer station end of year report, transfer station status of applicants and new hire, personnel policy updates and possible approval, future remote meeting discussion and schedule, discussion regarding residents contacting outside vendors, emergency services discussion and plan for public input, public comment, executive contractual, and executive for personnel. And adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, no changes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any public comment, Hannah?
No hands are up.
No hands? Approval of minutes of August 8th, 2024 Select Board Meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any corrections, questions, comments? All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Minutes of August 12th, 2024 Special Select Board Meeting. Just one we had at the firehouse. Angie.
So moved. Second.
Any corrections, questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Same.
Warrants.
Sorry.
Accounts payable August 16th, $27,930.37.
So moved.
Second.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Accounts payable August 23rd, $25,003.50.
So moved.
Second.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Payroll August 16th, $11,697.75.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Payroll August 23rd, 2024, $12,865.81.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
We have an email, correspondence email from Qualified Ventures requesting time in the next regular select board meeting to present and offer services.
So it says, hi Tara, great to talk with you and thank you for helping us get on the September 12th agenda. As I mentioned, we are partnering with Vermont DEC to provide free technical assistance, water infrastructure, asset management, planning and compliance to small municipalities, fire districts and mobile home communities. See the attached flyer with details, which I sent to you all. I've reached back out to them to ask specifically if they can help us with our transfer station, clean water, studies that we're doing. We have current PFAS investigation that's happening over there. So I have not heard back, but it might be something that you all want to hear from them, what services could be offered to town.
My feeling on this is, also there's two definite areas of need in the town for, drinking water. Right, so even if they can't help with that, if they're on drinking water type of thing, we definitely could use some help, in my opinion, here in the center and, in North Carolina.
Yep.
That's right. So I think it would be great to have them come in for a 15-minute presentation on the 12th, and we can, maybe, and maybe it's nothing, maybe it's going to be a waste of 15 minutes of our time, but at least it's something that we can look at. And
I don't think it'll be a waste of our time.
I don't either.
I think it'll be, even if we, whatever happens, we'll have more information than we did when we went into it.
Exactly. So that's why I think, if it's, I wasn't even thinking along those lines there about the transfer station and the landfill. I was thinking about the drinking water. That's right.
Yeah, that's
where-
important too. It's
Yep, that's what my thing was. So I think, unless anybody has an objection, I think we have them come in on the 12th.
Should we let them know that our most concern would be drinking water so that way we better prepare on drinking water?
Yeah.
Will you my line right now?
Well, I think there's two areas of concern, right?
Right, absolutely.
She's already reached out about the transfer station, but drinking water for two definite areas of need in
Yes.
town.
Yeah.
So if they
Here in
could
North Pownell, the center in North Pownell, so. Yeah, that's a great idea.
reach out on those two issues.
Good idea. All right, transfer station end of year report. Everybody get a chance to read that?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Tom's in here. I thought he would be here. He said he was coming, so I don't know if you want to just discuss it without him or plan for him to come back. That might be him coming right now, actually.
Plan on that.
Yeah, I know he planned on being here, so.
That's him.
We'll give him a couple minutes. Everybody's okay with that?
Yep.
Get up, hold us up. I'm going good.
Can-
Click right to the other stuff.
Well,
Can we jump to?
No, because we voted to accept it in order and we have to accept it in order,
That's fine.
I think.
We'll sit hang out here and stare at him when he comes in.
our people that come in on agendas, they're gonna understand. We're gonna go right through this stuff now.
Been through lately.
Complicated.
Okay. The file right here. You get caught up from all my downtime. Range? Gonna schedule a remote meeting about make it.
Maybe. Come on, I've been to all of them for that one.
And
Run around the field.
I'm probably getting my other hip in October, so. So now,
I like my Christmas.
I've all brand new pieces and parts except for I'm missing a grease fitting on this one. I told the girl. Mr. Shu, you can slide right up here. We're
Off right out.
for you.
Well, how about it?
Oh, no, you don't have to sit there. We would insist that you, oh, there you
The
go.
man of the hour.
I'm very good. I was taking a nap and my wife forgot I had to be up here. She started cooking.
Well, you
She said,
get,
oh, I forgot. It's okay.
get right to it and you can get home to dinner.
All right. I grabbed it quickly. I didn't print my version.
I sent it to them and I just printed water.
We have it.
They have them in
I
front of
had
them.
that too. Okay. What we have here is a little comparison from the last couple of years with the permit sales for July. Because I just want to see how, because of the raising the price and so forth, how many we sold just in this month, because that's all I have to compare for this year so far. And you see, we've been a little lax from 24 to 25 compared to the last 3 years. And, the $60, but we're still ahead on the cash. But I think we have hit the absolute limit as far as permit costs. I just don't think this town's going to take much more of it. I'm just not seeing the interest in it. And then when everybody got their tax bills, I'm really here. To be quite honest with you, but that's not your fault or my fault or anything else. But so you can see what we had done in 21, 22 in permits alone was 18,680. 22, 23 was 20,680. And then 23, 24 was 25,350. And I'm just hoping that we can keep in that, like the 500 customers, because we don't want to lose that many more customers really. Now our total annual sales over the last 3 years, from 21, 22, all right, and then I've been backing at this just to see what the trash costs are, all right. So what we have on that is on 21, 22, our trash costs are the 67,326. 22, 23 is 72,000. $349, which is an increase of 8.16%. The 23-24 is 76,504, which is an increase over the 22-23 of 8.66%. But our costs, the last 2 years have gone up under about $4,500, and we're gaining, at least that much, in increases. So I think we're pretty well covered there. But when I looked at some of this tonnage, I was rather surprised today. I was doing this is what I was doing today about the tonnage and so forth. We had, this past year, we ended up with recycling. We recycled 136.40 tons and landfilled 236.35 tons. Now, what it comes down to is, that was,
What was that number time to what?
it was 236.35.
Okay.
Right. Now, what we did the year before, in 22-23, we had a phenomenal second quarter, and I didn't realize it. I should have known it because we had so many free dump days. Came in June. It was unbelievable. I mean, we might have 10, 12 a day, and so forth. But the increase in just the last quarter of that year went to 79,440, 79.40 tons. And it increased the landfill tons, the previous year to 261.9, which is quite a significant increase. Because I looked at some of the other years, it's not all that great. And the recycle was 145.69. So we had a decrease in that, but really it was pretty much that the last quarter, April, May, and June, that it just went nuts the year before. Last year, it was pretty calm. It's usually a little bit more than the other ones, a lot of times. But it really went crazy. So all in all, I think we're in pretty good shape as far as the cost for bags and so forth. I think we're fine now. The permit, we'll just have to see how it goes at the end of the year. That's all we can do with that. But really, as far as things go, the costs really aren't as bad as they could have been. The increase, and part of the problem too is the increase happened at January 1st this year, where before it was always on April 1st. So, so we're picking up 3 more months of increase this year. Now, I do want to say the last two months, our mattress costs have dropped significantly. Per mattress, they have dropped, however, to $20. However, the couches, we're now getting charged couches $20. So that's what we charge. So
Everything's off.
good. Sorry about that. Jake, I'll talk to you later, Frank. So I think that if you want to look at that and reducing that back, because the people, are not too happy about paying $40 for a mattress. I don't know.
Take it to Bennington.
If we're being charged 40, we should be, but if you're being charged 20, then we should be charging what we are charged. I think. That we increased it because we were being charged 40 every time.
Yes, yeah, we increased it to that, but now, we're not being charged that. I think that's one of the things I think that you might find along the road a little more often than.
We haven't,
No.
we haven't done.
Do we track that?
The highway department brings them in, dumps them, and I don't. They'll bring them in.
Well, usually the complaint comes into
Correct. I just was wondering
Or
if
whatever.
we turn around and track the stuff that we bring in. That way we could actually get a handle on exactly
Yeah.
if there wasn't or not. Right now, we don't know there's an issue or
I
not.
mean, you're absolutely right, Carl. Yeah, I have no idea what you're doing because that's beyond me. Now, some people, they haven't this year so far yet, or, brought in a mattress and it picked up alongside the road. We take that free. Nobody's brought one in since July 1st. We had a couple last year. That, you could see they were sitting outside for a long time and a citizen picked it up and said, we can't, I can't stand it. They threw this out in my front yard. And you could see it's been thrown out there, And he said, I was hoping the town would pick it up, but I got my neighbor's truck out and brought it up myself. But I usually try to keep track of those things because for our green up day, we have a group here called Panel Proud. It takes, they pick up a lot of stuff along roads. They have certain stretch of roads that they handle and bring the stuff in. When they do that, I usually write that down. So at the end of the thing, when I do my green up day, that we have in May, the first Saturday in May, I add all that in. And I've talked to Kate about that. And she said, that's wonderful, She just thinks it's terrific the way we do things here. We have a certain group, a certain core of people that do this all the time. And it's just, I think it's great. I mean, I'm certainly not going to charge them. So I give them the green up bags. That's why I got so many green up bags. Here, use this. Don't use your own bag. We get them. I get 200 a year. So I hand them out to those folks. And then we got a couple of the green up bags. We got too many green. I just mark them down and so forth. So I put all that in and write them off with roads, that they're coming from, which road they get this. They get a lot of stuff up in the tubs. There's an awful lot like Carl going away that does down here on the North Panel Road, picks up the stuff. There's a lot of people in Burrington because there's people that walk like to Burrington, they park one and they walk down and walk back up and they'll take the bag and pick up stuff too. So anything that they bring up, of course, we'll accept. If you're cleaning up, we'll take it. I've always thought that the wish of the board would be, we accept that free. We're going to be kind enough to clean this stuff up. I think that we should be kind enough to accept it for free.
As long as we track it.
Yeah.
As long as everything is tracked, because we're in a position, we should be able to track the mattresses that are picked up, the mattresses that are picked up by the town, the mattresses that you have people bringing, because you said you're already tracking those, just so that we know, because then we don't know if there's a problem if we don't have the data to show that we have a problem.
Well, perhaps what I should do is talk to Joel, maybe tomorrow or next week someday, and have this say, listen, let's make a sheet, per month. If you're picking stuff up, just give me the sheet every month. Just, basically what road it's on, how much you pick up, and give it to me, and then I'll enter it in. Like I said, I just have a sheet and I just total it all up and put it all together for what our report is, for green up day.
Yeah.
Send that to Kate. So,
And people will know where the problem places are. Maybe they'll keep an eye on them better.
Change our
Well,
cameras
we're gonna put
around.
cameras there because we
Yeah.
have cameras out.
Yeah, and that'll give us a good data point on where to put cameras.
that'd be great to have cameras, but as long as we can it'd be great to get some convictions around here for some of this stuff, but
I don't know the spot.
you got some spots. You guys have lived here longer than I have, so you know where a lot of the spots. I mean, you don't want to go down there on that pull off down there.
There's one down there.
And go for
There's
tires.
absolutely one down
I
there.
heard there's like 140, 200 tires down there. I don't know how you get them up. You'd have to have a wrecker, or something like that, down there, tie a bunch together and drag them up. But
Anybody have any more questions on the end of the year report from
Nope.
Tom? Okay. So I have, I was waiting for the end of the year report to bring this up. Something I've thought about for a long time about the transfer station, and it's been on my mind for a while, and I just wanted to bring it up at the right time. I think it's time that we reach out to the Solid Waste Commission. Maybe they have somebody, or maybe we need to hire a private consulting firm that comes in and looks at our transfer station and says to us, you're doing a wonderful job, we're all good. Or they say, you can tighten this up or that up. To me, our balance is too far apart. Our cost versus our income, and it's never gonna be flat. I understand that, and I mean that, and I totally understand that. But our cost of operating the transfer station in the town of Pownell versus our income and what we get back from it is too far apart. And maybe that's the way it is. I don't know. I'm not a transfer station expert. I have no clue. I just think it's time that we reach out to the Solid Waste Commission or
To find out what comparables are around.
or maybe we need to hire, maybe we need to reach out and hire a private consulting firm. This is what they do for a living. They come into transfer stations, they look things over and they say, you look at, okay, so don't charge the $20 for the mattress or $40 for the mattress, but charge $40 over here for this. Or you see what I'm saying, Tom? And I'm not faulting you, okay? So please don't take it that way.
No, fine.
I just
That's
think
fine,
it's
but
time, I just think it's time that for me to sit here and every year when we come up with budget time, we know that the transfer station outgo is here and we know our income is down here. And I just think I think we need, maybe we can't. I just think we need to do our due diligence to try to get that balance more on the, in an even keel. And like I said, I don't believe it's ever gonna happen.
I don't think it
Well,
will.
it can't possibly happen.
Well,
But it can get closer.
but I think it can get closer.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're looking at what we're paying just for, the fees that we have to pay for the closed landfills and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Put that in there, we can't possibly get it, cover all those extra fees.
No, I totally understand. I just think we need as a board, we need to do our due diligence to try to get that balance closer. And maybe we can. And I just think,
I'm not sure who we get, because that's all.
well, I think that's our job, right? That's the select board's job.
Yeah, we have a solid waste alliance meeting here, in 2 weeks. You know, it's the first Wednesday next month.
Yeah.
So we can,
Well, we have a contact person there, right?
oh yeah, I've got people there. They don't know how to operate it. Thank you.
So here's my suggestion.
They're relying on me for some of these things.
I understand.
And so we're, because, I mean, see, Shasbury runs their own transfer station. We run it. Sunderland and Arlington, that's Casellas. Bennington's Casellas. It's gonna run by Casellas, so.
Here's my suggestion to the board. And actually, we should make a motion on this if we so choose. I would like to have Tara reach out to our Solid Waste Alliance. See if they have someone that they use or someone they could suggest or whatever, a company, a firm, a couple of companies or whatever, and bring it back to us on September 12th. And then we can make a decision if we want to move forward with that at that time. I just think it's time to do it.
Are we looking so that, and I don't, we're gonna get names, but it's just so that it's clear in my brain. We're looking for somebody to help us with our efficiencies,
Exactly,
running, if we can get our system to run more efficient.
exactly. More cost effective.
Yes.
Yep, exactly, Carl. That's a great way to put it. That's exactly what I'm looking for. And not that we aren't. Maybe we are. Maybe we're doing a great job. I don't know.
But let somebody tell us that.
Let somebody that does it for a living to tell us that, you know, let somebody that's in that business, right? It's like when you're plumbing your house, you don't hire the electrician to do your plumbing, right? You know, same thing. So,
Maybe really to contact somebody to sell us. Because that is their business, because you're talking about the experts.
maybe that's what the alliance is gonna tell us, to contact so-and-so Casella and they'll help you out. I don't know, Tom. I just think I'd like to entertain a motion that we have Tara reach out to the alliance
To get some names.
and possibly get some names and bring it back to us on the 12th. And if at all possible, it would be great to have a price on what it would cost.
I will make that motion.
Second it.
I have a motion, I have a second. I have any more discussion? Any questions on that? I think Carl's got it nailed down. Cost effective, efficient operation. Try to get that
I
back.
don't want to reinvent everything.
Nope.
I just want to make sure that we are running on all cylinders.
Yep, exactly. That's all I want. Perfect. I have a motion. I have a second. No more discussion. All in favor? Thank you. Thanks, Tom.
All right.
And like I said, it's nothing to do with you. It's just, I think we need, it's one of the business, right? The town is a business, the transfer station's a business, and you gotta try to run everything, especially the way the taxes are and everything, you gotta try to run it as efficient as you can.
Well, I tell everybody, and I'll tell you what, I'm a sounding board, trust me.
Oh, I'm sure. No, I'm sure. We should pay you extra for that.
I'm probably, I'm the face basically, the PLC.
Yeah.
And, I said, listen, it's not the town, it's the school tax. That's one,
No, it is.
really shot it up. Is that a correct answer?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
All they gotta do is look at their tax bill and see the difference.
Yeah, they don't. They said, oh, the town tax. I said, no, it's not.
I think I'm gonna do another pie chart that shows.
Yes.
That should do that, and it shows
They
that.
asked me to do that and I just didn't do it, so I think we need
No,
to.
I actually deflect that off, I think, rather well. And I mean,
That's an easy deflection though, because it's the truth, right?
it is the truth.
It is.
It
Easy.
is the truth. I said, you keep voting for
Yeah.
the school budget,
Totally
you're
easy.
gonna get.
That's right.
But, all right, we got anything on the personnel thing? They're gonna be something done later.
That's on the.
Next on the agenda.
That's next on the agenda.
Yep, I'm trying to get,
Okay.
I want to get to. Transfer station status of applicants and new hire discussion.
So without saying any names, we did have one applicant that was a previous employee. You guys can decide if you want to do an interview or not. Maybe we can talk about that in the personnel later. However, even if you do decide to interview this person, we need to come up with a plan for coverage for the ongoing, while we figure it out, or if we find out if our employee is coming back or whatever.
How are we at? And I apologize to you, Bill and Tom, both. I should have reached out to both of you guys, and since we, had the temporary setup, and I apologize. You guys are all blurry, but I can't really see what I need to read. It drives me crazy.
Well,
How are we working out with our current situation?
well, it's working. It really is. Maybe we can keep up, say this morning, I was finishing this thing and, we loaded refrigerators because it was just too much work for us to do before work, and he's over here in the morning and I can't come down and help. It's a two-man job, really.
I understand. Yeah, I was curious how things are working out.
Think about calling up, it's my grandson, I'll call him later.
I, in the interim right now, I mean, I'd like to see it. Maybe even for another, we're not gonna do an interview until next week at the earliest, no matter what. We're not gonna do one tomorrow. I'm not. And you
And I
guys-
just got the application yesterday, so it wasn't even like let me set up an interview real quick.
Right, so,
And have.
we should be able to go over it first and then if we wanna set up an interview, then we should.
Right.
If what we're doing right now is working, if we could run it another, I hate to say another 2 weeks, but
It's actually,
3 weeks, right? Because that's what I thought. Our next meeting is September 12th, right?
Well, Ron should have some answers for me, within the next week too.
So does that work for you at this point? So our next regularly scheduled meeting? Does that work all right with you, Bill?
Yeah, I'll probably just take Mondays off,
Okay.
just,
Yep, no, I understand.
Offset.
Yep,
just
That's not-
instead of taking overtime,
yeah.
instead of paying the overtime out, we could,
I can run that by Joel, but I don't think that's a problem. I don't think it's a problem at all. I just hate to jump in with both feet without knowing where we're at, especially with, if Ron's only a week out, then I'd rather not,
I don't.
I understand, but.
He does have a lot more mobility and so forth, but,
Yep.
he said, and he told us the other day when he was there or not, that, he was saying, I will not come back if I cannot safely get into that machine.
And I would not want him to come back if he couldn't get
Actually, at the doctor's release period.
But he's looking at it as safety.
Right.
Safety, he's looking at it, he wants to come back to work, of
Yep.
course. but he's not gonna do it in an unsafe manner. I just wanted to let you folks.
That's fine.
That's
We
great.
realize
Yeah, I
that.
mean, he's got the right attitude about
We
it.
should.
He really does.
Well,
And that's kind of admirable. I mean, it's quite admirable. I don't think he's gonna be fibbing to Dr. Dan Quinn anyhow, because he's a.
Should be careful about using.
No more names.
No more names on
No names.
We're in open session.
open.
Yeah. My doctor too.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Tom.
Bill, does this work?
That's the other one.
Oh, you try the one we got today?
Not yet, no.
We found a TV down there where we were doing the stuff that actually came on. We took it up and it looked like it was brand new in the box. So.
All right, thanks, Tom. Personnel policy updates and possible approval.
So I sent those to you with the updates, the specific sections that were updated. It was
12, 13.
the travel and mileage was added, continuing education was changed slightly. The
Everything.
addendum C at the end was changed to show the insurance coverage change. The holiday part changed to add Juneteenth. Those were like additions we had made last year that never got put into the.
Yep. The performance evaluations,
Yes, yep, that wasn't in there as far as doing them.
personnel records.
Yep.
Use of town equipment. That all looked really good to me, Tara.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions, concerns, comments
Nope.
on that personnel policy
No.
where it's written?
No.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the personnel policy as written.
So
and
moved.
Presented on.
Second.
That's one second. Having one more discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Future remote meeting discussion and schedule. I asked for that. I would like to, and I thought about this, your email back about, I would like to go to, Powell Estates. I'd like to set up a meeting, at the top of the hill. And obviously weather dependent, right? Because we don't want to be out in pouring rain, but they don't have a community center type thing. Even if we bring down a little tent, pop up or whatever, but I'd like to give, the residents in that area. And I saw your thing about all the trailer parks, so we could do Cozy Meadow, we can move there and Royal Pine.
I got a question. I'll play devil's advocate here. Will we do this for every rental property in the town of Pownell?
Well, I think that's a good question, Carl, and
I think we're getting
what I'm really trying to do with this is I'm really trying to get into more populated areas. Okay, so I'm not really trying to get into just a rental area, right?
But that's what you're doing.
Well, not necessarily, because we could have a remote meeting at the warehouse in North Pownell. And we could cover a lot of people in that area if they wanted to come, right?
Can I just ask a question? We have open meeting every other week. Why can't the people come to the open?
Why don't they? Why do they email us? Why do they get on public comment? Why aren't they sitting in one of the 5 chairs over there? Why are Becky and Jason the only 2 here tonight? Angie, if I could answer that question, I'd be running for president right now, no matter what, and I'd win 80% of 20 over all of them, right? I can't answer that question. I wish I could, but I wish I could get more town involvement. I don't know. If we don't want to do any more remote meetings, I'm fine with that too. It's just.
I think we should think about, if we do another remote, maybe have a remote meeting down at the library. Maybe, I should say once a month, but have something down there so that the whole area will have now access
Like maybe once a quarter.
once a quarter.
Or even making sure that the full board attends things like Celebrate Pownell or events like Block Party. Those are ways to make good community connections without necessarily making it a meeting.
That's true. That's true. I mean, there's a lot of things we could do, right? There's a lot of things we can all do about attending different things.
I'm just afraid with a remote meeting, down at Powell states that they'll be asking us questions that pertain to the park and not the town.
But if they do,
Fair, that's fair.
if they do, we can take and clarify that, I guess. And because some people may not know the difference of the responsibilities. I understand your hesitation as far as those kind of questions, but we could get them on a daily basis, just get stopped.
I feel like,
I get questions like that all the time.
I do feel that if we do for one, that we should do it for all. And
I'm just,
I mean, even if we want to do a special community, thing, but if we set up in satellite locations.
I don't have a problem with doing a remote,
Library, I
like
don't
one
know if
supporter or whatever, a
that's people over in
different,
East
different
Powell.
spots. but-
But I think that would be more as effective. Turn around and have a once a quarter meeting, down in Pownell, down in North Pownell, over in East Pownell. There's the facilities there.
Right, because winter's gonna be here before you know it.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
And I'm just concerned, doing just a specific group of residents isn't really, it can be, I don't know. It's just a little tricky to make it fair,
I agree.
fair and accessible.
I totally agree. You know,
And I think we're doing the remote with the rescue squad and the fire departments. That is town, based people that help the community,
Community support.
community support, right? So I think
that's fair.
Different.
That's totally fair. So we can niche that, that's fine. I'm fine with it.
for now, do some more thinking about it.
If we don't do something right now, it's gone out the window.
No,
Want to bet?
no.
Want to bet me?
Why don't at the next,
If you don't schedule, if you don't sit here and say that we're gonna do one a quarter, or we say we're gonna do.
no, we're gonna,
If we say that we're gonna think about it, you know when this is gonna come up?
never.
Never.
Let's do a quarter meeting for
Bring a
Powell.
suggested schedule back to the next meeting. How's that sound?
There you go, perfect.
Quarterly meetings, and I will even try to find a location. for
Perfect.
each of them.
That would be good.
I've been here long enough and I've seen enough meetings that if you put something out, oh, we'll come back to that. Yeah, maybe. Maybe my grandkid will come back to it.
We always come back to it if I put it on my list.
I know that. I'm just saying if we just let it go. I know that's
All
there.
right, put it on our list, please. Going on
All right.
the list. Thank you.
Discussion regarding residents contacting outside vendors. So you said it was probably not the clearest in the world. Although it probably was fairly self-explanatory. So and a lot of this goes to the sheriff's department. So if someone has an emergency, we teach our kids to call 911. That should go without saying, right? If someone has an emergency, I doubt if they dial the sheriff's department at 44, whatever the number is. I don't
I hope we're
know.
not calling Becky either.
Yeah, that's right. If they have an emergency, they're not calling the rescue squad building, they're not calling Jason. I'm sure,
Call the
right?
fire
So
department.
if someone has an emergency, that's fine, in my opinion, right? Call 911.
One,
That's right.
period.
That's what it is. If you're calling about a contract or if you're calling to request services on certain things,
Unrealistic.
unrealistic services, that's what I'm talking about. And that's what we were talking
That's what
about.
we were talking about.
Right?
Absolutely.
Unrealistic, contract questions. That's our job. That's our job. That's Tara's job. That's Hannah's job. That's our job here.
I'll make it easy. If it has to do with the contract, the patrols, complaints, whatever, anything on a contractual basis, call Tara. Other than that, call 911. Right.
Well, I also
Don't call the
think,
sheriff's department. Because they shouldn't be calling the sheriff's department. Because if it has to do with anything with the contract, it has to go to Tara because she's the only one that can talk to them about patrol times and anything like that.
They can call for crime tips.
well, that's what,
That's different.
that's what
That's fine.
So if someone sees, and I'm gonna, our sheriff's department you know, there's two guys down here most of the time saying too. If you see them sitting on the side of the road and there's something going on next door to your house, I'm the first guy that's gonna tell you, stop there and let them know. Just pull in where they're pulled over.
Right.
Let them know, you know, let them know, hey, this is what's going on. That's different. That's different than calling the sheriff's department, requesting contract information, right? Because that costs us money. It's different than calling up with an unrealistic request to patrol my road an hour a day, every day of the week, or 2 hours a day, or whatever. Those are unrealistic things that cost the town money because we're getting billed for it.
By the terms of the contract. Only time anything can be, it has to go through Tara. By the terms of the contract. So if there's anything not unreasonable, any concern about the contract, call Tara. I hate to do that
The
to
concept.
all right.
Okay.
Not unreasonable because, okay, if it's reasonable thing to do to call on a contract, should they call the sheriff's department?
They should call us.
They should call us.
My only
question.
concern was we had one person in town that wanted $26,000 worth of services to their, and that's a quarter of our budget. So that one person wanted 26, that's what I have an issue with. If that person wishes to have that contract with the sheriff's office, they're gonna have to pay for it. We need our services to go to people that really need it. So I think it's just,
I agree with you 100%.
there are just,
The town as a
But
whole.
what I'm saying is then that person should contact the town and demand those things. And we can bring it here to the board, out open meeting, and they can make their case to the public.
We could. That's absolutely true, Carl.
All right, and let them make, I mean, but that goes to us, to the sheriff's department. Not call the sheriff's department and say, I want you to patrol my road 1 hour a day, 7 days a week, and I don't care about anything else.
So, and when I talk about outside vendors, and when we talk about outside vendors, if we have a tree service doing work on, I'm gonna use your road, Jason, Niles School Road. And you got a tree limb in front of your house, well, and the town contracted them to do everything in front of, I'm gonna throw in a number, and I don't wanna offend anybody, but 1066 Niles School Road, that's where we contracted them. And they want, you know, and all of a sudden you stop them and say, hey, there's limb down by my house. No, that's not, that's our job. You come to the board, or that person comes to the board and says, hey, this is what we need to do. Yeah, okay, maybe we do it. But then you don't stop and ask them to do that, or somebody that's blacktopping, or whatever an outside vendor is doing. The thing about it is, and I understand that people who are doing it,
if somebody has, I think like they could call that person that made the request before. If they have a specific time of the day that they want, they can advise the sheriff's office of what's happening and what time it happens. But they really should not demand that the service is provided to them.
Right.
And nobody, you know, it's the other people in town that are gonna really need it versus that one person.
and we're limited on the number of hours, obviously, anyway, so. I hope that clarifies it.
Yeah.
I think we answered the questions. I hope that clarifies what some of the questions we had and concerned.
If not, maybe they'll ask during public comment. if
That's
there's
right.
Questions.
That's right, and then we can write it down and answer it. We won't answer it tonight under public comment.
Next meeting.
Emergency services discussion and plan for public input. This one.
That's you, Tara.
Yep. So basically, I think that you should plan to get public input on emergency services in town before we get into budgets and
We had concerned citizen in an email, which was a great email and had a great point. I think that, I think we continue to have you move forward with what you've been researching and where we're at. And, you know, I don't want to go backwards, right? So we keep moving forward, but I do think we schedule a public hearing. So that the residents of the town, do have some input on what's going on. And I also want to put some rumors to rest here. The select board is in no way, shape or form trying to take over emergency services in town. That's for our volunteers and that's for those people. That's not for us, right? There's just, I've been there. I know how much time it takes and I appreciate every single one of the volunteers in this town. I know we all do more than we can tell them.
But we are here to support them.
That's
We are 100%
that's all
here
we're trying to
support
do
them.
is we are trying at this point in time, what the select board is trying to do, and in my opinion, it should have been done years ago. And not that it wasn't tried, because I don't know, but I'm just saying, we're trying to help our emergency services in town find alternative funding that doesn't cost the taxpayers of the town of Pownell any more money.
It's
And you guys jump in and correct me if I'm.
Or it might
that's-
down the road.
Or even.
Otherwise, we might not have any emergency surgeries
Right, but,
or services, not surgeries, services unless we try to help support these
Right.
people.
I just think that it's our job to try to help them,
help us.
help the town, help the
Yeah, absolutely.
townspeople. And if it turns out that it's through budgets and ballot articles, and that's what we end up doing, then that's what it is. But I think it's our job to try to help find some outside funding that can get funneled through the town.
And creative things that, you know what, there's a lot of things that everybody's doing separately that if we did together, we would end up saving money. And
I
that's,
mean, the fixed fuel thing, so the fire department is getting discounted fuel from the town.
Yeah, we had the meeting in Pownell 2 weeks ago.
That worked out well, and I.
That's right. Now they're saving a lot of money from having a 40-minute conversation where they were buying their fuel at a local station. And now they're getting it through the town at a significantly reduced rate. Okay, significantly reduced.
That's all
rate.
services, fire and rescue.
Not yet, but maybe, not,
And so that's why we need to talk.
not yet.
Okay.
So, this popped up 2 weeks ago, right back, and so the conversation started a couple weeks ago at that meeting. I'll tell you exactly where it started, right? One of the members in Pownell brought up, maybe all of the town entities, the fire departments, the rescue squad, the town offices. Okay, maybe we put all the fuel oil out to bid, right? Because everybody uses fuel oil and propane and whatever, right? That's where that ball started. And we came up with the determination that we're probably behind the 8 ball this year because we're now in 1st of September and to pre-buy better rates and everything, we're kind of behind. So that's probably gonna happen next year, right? We can use 10,000 gallons and you use 10,000 gallons and we use 10. Well, if you're buying 10, you're getting X number of dollars. Now we're buying 40 or 30 or 40 or 50,000. Maybe we save 5 cents a gallon. I don't know. 5 cents is 5 cents. No. So that's, kind of a co-op buying type of thing. And then the fuel issue came up in that discussion and it was a very simple thing. It was a very simple thing to fix. So,
And I want to be clear, the fire departments are still paying for their fuel.
That's right.
Because when they get it through us, they don't pay, like a vendor price that like they would pay at Stewart's.
right,
So
or any other stations,
better price.
or Apollo Fuels or wherever they would get it.
Right.
Yeah, there's a huge price difference. So,
Yes.
so there, we're already saving them money on we're trying. We're just trying a lot of different things. And a public hearing, 1 or 2 public hearings, maybe somebody's got some kind of an idea out there that who knows, best idea in the world, and man, this is gonna be golden and taxpayers aren't gonna have to pay a thing and this is what's gonna happen.
Well,
I wish
that
they'd come forward now, but right?
help educate them on some of the other stuff what our services have to offer and
When can
how
we
much it
schedule?
costs and all that too.
You want to do,
I'd like to schedule a public. hearing.
September or October?
when do we start budgets? I'm the newbie, so I'm asking because
Don't cry.
Right.
so it has to be in October. We want to
November,
do it
well,
before budget season.
Yeah, if it comes to you end of November, it's probably, we should do end of September probably for first.
Should we do the end of September or should we do it, we have our meeting, we don't have until the 3rd week in September. Right, the 12th is our first regular select board meeting.
Mhm.
Do we have time to do it on the 5th?
of September.
Yeah. Or is that too soon?
That's gonna be too.
What would we rather do with the
Probably
nineteenth?
too soon because
Do the
it's next
19th?
week, isn't it?
With the nineteenth?
Or it's the week after next, sorry. Um. If we do it the 19th, we can't do it here because BCRC has our,
I need something
Space.
on the nineteenth.
do it at our station.
There you go. Have it down the rescue squad building.
Can we do everything that we need to do for a public hearing down there, Zoom lines and all that?
Yeah, because we did Zoom.
Just to use the DRB down there.
Yeah, we did DRB Zoom down there, didn't we?
I'm
Yes.
just asking the question because I want to make sure we can zoom it out there and
What's the building hold capacity?
September 19th.
That's my only question.
it's got to hold as much as this.
Yeah.
Pretty
Oh,
close.
it definitely
And then
holds.
you can pull the trucks out and go in the bay where it's more open.
Yeah. Okay.
September 19th.
That's,
September 19th.
It's a Thursday. What time?
What's
6.
6? Is that okay?
yeah.
Is that all right, Becky?
6 p.m., September 19th. Yep.
Jason,
Question,
can you,
just, I think we're jumping the gun a little bit here, because we don't have a lot of information.
Right.
We really don't have any, except that we're just trying to explain to you folks, we're patiently waiting for a third year in a row for grant money, and we're getting the feeling it's,
well,
and we don't have any answers yet, we're just simply exploring, and we're looking for some help, and look at saving some money ultimately for the taxpayer.
so I think a public hearing, and I agree with you. Okay, I agree totally because we don't have a lot of information. We're not hiding any information in case anybody's wondering that. There's no secret meetings going on behind closed doors. There's nothing. Everything that's been said about all of this stuff has been in a meeting at either the rescue squad building with the rescue squad in public session, open session. It's been said at the Pound Firehouse or the Pound Valley Firehouse Center Station.
Yeah.
Right.
Or been said right here in this building.
Right.
There's no secret.
People think there are.
That's right. So
There's
You're
not.
welcome to come to any of our meetings anytime.
So what I really want to do is I want to have a public hearing, maybe,
For public information.
and say, hey, this is what's going on. This is what we're after. This is where we're at, which we don't have a lot. Maybe by then we'll have a little more. I doubt it, but
We can offer people where you're at currently. So instead of just having information at town meeting, we're doing this ahead of time. It kind of helps.
And we'll do another one.
For ballot articles.
And then what you do with the article money and what it's used for.
Yeah, the thing on yellow with the cost of the equipment, things like that. Anything you guys want printed, just send to me and I'll print copies for people and so that.
I just want to get it out there,
Just to
Jason.
get it out there so that you can stop saying
You know,
that we're
It's
hiding
more of an
things.
informational hearing, if you want to put it like that, than it is for anything.
It's, people can have public input, I mean, you can have 200 people say, hey, we like it the way it is, ballot article and whatever that, and maybe that's what it is. It is what it.
And Jason, you guys recently, in the last few months, you started meeting all the chiefs in the county also. And you guys are working on a lot of the same issues that have been discussed, and you could share some of that too at these meetings. I mean, because,
Well, you say that all the time, no, that hasn't happened.
so. That way people know that you guys are trying elsewhere.
And if you're gonna go for an increase, it's a great time to collect signatures.
So we'll reach out to Craig and you guys can reach out to your departments
To
and
the 19th.
for the 19th at 6:00.
Okay.
All right? Does that work? Good, thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very
Thanks.
much. We appreciate it.
Hannah, do we have any public comment? No hands?
I make a motion that we go into executive session for
Contractual.
contractual personnel.
One,
One of the-
Oh, we do one at a time?
Yes.
Oh, hey, I'm the newbie here, okay? You have to, oh, I thought we could do it all.
No, oh no, we gotta go.
Oh, man, that
Did
sucks.
somebody second that in here?
Okay, contractual.
All in favor?
Aye.
Did you say that? Yeah, I missed that. I asked you.
No. You good here? I'll entertain a motion to come out of executive for contractual.
So moved.
second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I'll entertain a motion to go into executive for contractual.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
I'll entertain a motion to come out of executive for contractual.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I'll entertain a motion to go into executive for personnel.
So moved.
Second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All set? I'll entertain a motion to come out of executive for personnel.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone, for attending.